What's up, guys? Legendary Talks, episode 101. First of all, look at my new favorite thing to play with. These are called frame chain. It's chain for your sunglasses. Amazingness. Heidi, my good friend Heidi at H-Town gave them to me. I'm obsessed with them. Very fun. We have the amazing, iconic, legendary Yusef. Thank you. They're not earrings. It's a frame chain. Thank you, though, Sydney. My friend Heidi gave them to me, along with actually she gave me these glasses. Anna Corinne Carlson, my favorite sunglasses. You know. Hey, Claudine, how are you? What's up, Erica? Got the crew tonight. So we have the amazing. Yeah, they're not earrings. They're frame chain. We have the amazing Yusef tonight. He is a very amazing person I can't wait to talk to about many things, culture. And I see some of his peeps on here. He's just a really cool, interesting guy, and I can't wait to chat with him. How's everybody feeling tonight? Did anybody watch the 100th episode? It was in page 6 2 days ago, which is really exciting for me. They gave me a shout out, talked about my 100th episode. Is it Mark Trevino on here? Oh my God, I didn't know Mark Trevino followed me on Instagram, let alone watch my IG lives. What's up, Mark? So, yeah, they talked about it on page 6, which is really exciting for my 100th episode. And I can't wait to do 100 more. So this is episode 101. Really excited about that. If anybody watched the 100th, what was your favorite part? I liked it all. Dylan, I think, got the times a little mixed up, so he came on late, he came on about 10 minutes late, which was, kind of an interesting part of the night, which was kind of fun, to be honest. You have to keep, it's live TV, quote unquote, so that was fun. And then we had a great interview, not exactly the interview that I thought we were going to have. I thought it'd be more kind of lighthearted and fun. It was really deep and interesting, so I loved it. Sydney said she loved MOS's pre-party, which was, I love that too. He did, he did a 1 hour set where he spun, which was amazing and awesome. I was very happy he did that. Brian Vincent said that he loved Lion Babe, also my favorite part. I felt like I was getting a lap dance. What's up, Frank Roberts? How are you? Long time no talk. Frank texted me something today and he said he loves to annoy me, which he does very well. Frank, do you like my new frame chains? They're fun, right? My new toy. Yes, MOS killed it, Claudine said. That was one of my favorites. I like all, listen, it was MOS, Dylan, Bevy Smith, and Lion Babe. I like all 4 parts of it, so it was perfect, and I really enjoyed it. So it did feel like a lot of work, I will say, though. It was like things moving, so. Now we're back to the regular scheduled 1 hour chats. We have Margie Plus tomorrow, Frank Roberts, hope you can watch that one, your favorite. And then on Friday we have Cassidy to kind of recap the thing he did last night, Pass the Mic. So that's a good week. And like I said, we're just excited. I'm excited to talk to Yusef and chat with him about, all things Miyake Mugler and luxuriousness. Let me see if he's on, or maybe should I text him? I don't think he's on yet. Oh, he's on. Oh, there you go. Okay, perfect. Yusef, we are ready for you. I didn't realize you were on. We're about to welcome the icon, Yusef. Yusef, legendary. Anyway, I guess he's making his entrance. Hi.
Oh, hey.
First of all, look, I'm obsessed with these. These are called frame chains. My friend Heidi from H-Town gave them to me. Aren't they amazing?
Those are so good.
First of all, I was dressed for the guests. I was like, she sent them to me, I think, 2 days ago, and I was like, they need the right moment. I'm like, I'm going to wear them for you. So I was dressed for the guests, so.
Those are cute. Like, I need to go put on the frame now. Like, you're making me look basic as fuck.
To the guests. So how are you, first of all?
I'm good. I can't complain,
You're looking good. You're looking very glowy and fresh.
Living the dream. It's the lighting.
Okay. Good luck, man.
Good lighting. What's up? Well, congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. This is episode 101.
I'll take that.
You know?
101 Dalmatians, baby.
Are you in New York?
Yeah, I'm in New York.
Good. I'm coming. I'll be there in like 9 days. Frank Roberts is watching. He keeps getting my dates screwed up.
Take your time. Don't rush.
I know. I'm going to vote, which everyone should be voting, and everyone should be voting Biden. I think, I don't know if you've seen this show before, but, I've done 100 of them. Crazy Legs is on here, by the way. So basically, we celebrate people that have been very important to culture. And, I say it doesn't matter if everybody knows them or they're not as well known. That doesn't matter to me. It's that they have done really important things to culture, So I thought that you would be a great person to be on here for many reasons. So
I'm very honored.
I'm very happy to celebrate you tonight.
Very, very honored.
Your girl Margie Plus just joined. She's on tomorrow.
Hey, Margie.
So Margie she self-proclaimed herself she's my little sister. I said, no, I reject that. I told her. So. But we're not here to talk about her here. We're talking about you. So,
yeah, she's tomorrow. Love you, girl.
Yeah, let's be focused. So, Yusef, I want you to describe yourself to me as if I did not know you.
Oh, shit. Feels like a date night.
Well, it could be one word, could be,
I'm absolutely not what people expect. That's one thing. I'm a very quiet, I would say easy to talk to, loving, outgoing, fashionable.
Yeah.
Just
okay, good.
I'm just me. Like I'm just me. You gotta know me to to love me, I guess.
You are very mellow. I like to think that I'm also much more chill than people would think. So I think that's why we kind of get along. We're more chill. Our outward image or appearance versus who we are is different. I think.
Completely different. I mean, I get that all the time. It's just like, people meet me and they're like, I just was expecting you to be a little bit more like
Yeah.
But that's not who I
am. And that's great. That's part of your charm, and one of the many reasons.
The mystery of us both. Yeah. The mystery.
And you're a Leo. I know that.
Yes.
I'm a Pisces. A lot of my best friends are Leos. So so you're from Miami, right?
I'm originally from Miami. I've been in New York City since 2000. So yeah, I'm a New Yorker at this point.
Yeah. So I was there in the 90s. But okay, so what do you think? How do you think Miami influenced you? Like, what's the main thing you took from Miami?
Listen, Miami is not that much different from New York. It's a melting pot. You know what I mean? It's like people from all over the world come to Miami to vacate and move there and start their families and things like that. So I think Miami taught me culture, very early on. And my father being in the music industry, my mom also being in the music industry, I kind of, was around a lot of different people, to kind of like broaden my horizons and kind of give me a window into my potential, you know what I mean? As I grew up, what I could be. So yeah, Miami was a good place to grow up. And
then who, like either person, could be a famous person, could be, a family member, who kind of influenced you in your young, your childhood, like 9, 10, 11-year-old, you mean?
Definitely, pop culture at that time played a big role in my mind. I was always glued to what was happening in music and in fashion, but the core of it all always was my parents. They were rock stars to me. My mom, got dressed and sang back up with my father, and my father was a big music producer. So I was just kind of like, in awe of them two separately, you know what I mean? So yeah, those are my big inspirations, I guess, on other than pop culture at the time, Michael and Prince and,
Well, what was the first song that you really kind of were like, really connected to, like, oh my God, kind of blew your mind?
That's so funny. Oh my God, like what song was that? I can't think of anything.
Most people say like Michael Jackson beat it. I'm like, out of 100 episodes, like 8 people.
No, it wasn't that. I feel like it was like New Edition. Like I took it there. Like, you know,
Yeah.
New Edition, Bobby Brown. They all kind of like influenced me.
Well, I always say that Bobby Brown, Every Little Step, that video, I don't know if you remember that
That
video.
was like blew
I
my
was
mind.
obsessed with that video, everything about it. But I always say Bobby Brown taught me how to dance. He don't know it, but he taught me how to dance.
He taught
So,
me how to dance too. I tore up shit dancing to Bobby Brown and like giving.
I could do that video right now. Every Little Step. So anyway, I digress. So, what movie do you think? What movie do you think that either kind of defined you or kind of like shaped you during that time as well? It could be like, you know, I don't know, Beat Street or whatever.
Oh my God, Breaking for sure.
Yeah.
Breaking was like one of the things. I would watch that movie every day. Like I would come home and watch that movie every
that's amazing.
day. Like I was obsessed with Breaking and Beat Street. Like that was just like my life. You know what I mean? I wanted to be a dancer. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just know I wanted to be in entertainment at that time. You know,
you want to be fabulous.
Yeah, being 9, 10 years old, you know what I mean? It's like, I want to dance. And I was watching this other movie called Fast Forward. I don't know, people probably don't know that movie, but it was about like a dance company. It was a bunch of white kids, like ballet and all this stuff. But I was just like, yo, I want to go to a ballet school. I want to learn ballet. And I want to, you know, so I think those things like started the conversations at home that wasn't like a very normal conversation for my family. Like, you want to do ballet? Like, you want to do jazz and all this stuff. So those are my movies.
In Detroit, I'm from Detroit, and they played the movie The Last Dragon?
Yes.
So they played The Last Dragon every Saturday for like basically my whole childhood, every Saturday for years. I don't know why they played it every Saturday. So I would watch that movie every single Saturday. I'm talking about like 3, 4, 5 years. I'd watch it every Saturday. So to me, that was my movie. Like that, you know, Purple Rain in that movie. I feel like, you know, I want to be all of that.
Like
you know,
that's a whole like mood board for me. It's like Breaking, Last Dragon, Purple Rain, Fast Forward. Like all of those movies was just like to the moon.
And then who's the first black model that you remember like seeing with your own eye, or like, you know, in a magazine or something?
I mean, of course, Naomi was just like.
Everybody says, it's so funny because everybody says Naomi, but I think I remember like Iman and them. I was really young, but I feel like I remember the models before her. Everyone says Naomi. It's so funny.
Yeah, I mean, well. Took me to another like dimension, you know, as far as you know, a black model that was doing what she was doing. And I'm from Miami, and like she was a Versace girl, and like all of these things was just kind of like, holy shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, she's kind of like the Beyonce of that generation in the modeling world.
Definitely.
Yeah. And then what's the first fashion moment that you really remember kind of blowing your mind, whether it be, you know, Michael Jackson Thriller jacket, Diana Ross mahogany, or, you know, what's the first, or it could be Gianni Versace, where you kind of were blown away as a young person?
Yeah, to be real, like, again, you know, growing up in Miami, me and my friends were just kind of like obsessed with Gianni Versace. Like, that was it. We would sit in front of the house and like look at fashion magazines, like praying that he would say, hey, you guys come in and play in my closet. Like, weirdest shit. But I guess that's the like beautiful thing about like growing up in Miami, you know what I mean? Like everything was just kind of like right at your fingertips, but you like, I appreciate it now more than I did when I was younger. That was like so much culture and like art was like right there.
Well, I say too, we're neither one of us from New York, but I say New Yorkers take New York for granted. We don't, you know, so.
Definitely,
you know,
definitely. So, I agree. I
just cut to myself when you said Gianni Versace. I'm obsessed with Versace. He's probably my favorite or my top 2 favorite designers of my whole life. And if I lived in Miami as a teenager, I would have done the same thing. I would have sat outside his house every day and be like, hi, you know, like, you know,
no,
I don't know.
It was like a thing, you know, to leave school or skip school and go to South Beach and hang out by the Versace mansion, you know what I mean? And then, you know, be at the beach, you know, it's just kind of a best of both worlds, you know what I mean?
And then what's the first club you ever went to, ever?
First club? Oh my God, there's a club in Miami that was a teenage club. And if anybody from Miami or from Florida, they would know about this place. It was called the Pac Jam. The Pac Jam was Pac Jam.
Got it.
Jam, sorry. But yeah, Pac Jam was the spot. it was what they called the teeny bopper club. So like you had to be from like 13 to like 18, you know, that party. And that was like the first club that I ever was introduced to as a partier. Trust me, when I was younger, I used to go to clubs. My cousin used to take me, I had a dance crew, and we used to go to the like clubs, like during talent show nights, like adult clubs, and like be these like 10-year-old kids that would come in there, dance our ass off. They would throw money, we would win all the competition money, and then like get whisked out of the clubs in Miami. But you know, that was like performing, you know, making money at a young age. But my first party club, Pac Jam. It was like Luke Skywalker club too. It was like Pac Jam was ran by him. Yeah, that was the
I love it. Luke's music is good. Luke's music is underrated. It's very good. Actually.
Come on, Luke is the boss. Uncle Luke, are you kidding me? That's it. He was ahead of his time.
So then, so you're like a teenager now, and then, you know, I think in your, maybe, when did you go to Paris?
Well, I left Miami. I was dating someone at the time and left Miami and went to Paris for the first time. It was like my first time, you know, leaving the country as a, you know, as a 19-year-old, going to Paris for a very long time. And that's where I met Miss J and, you know, kind of like got pushed into the fashion world on that scale, like that. You know what I mean? Like I knew how to do hair, like, you know, I was in high school, right out of high school, got my hair license. I was just into everything. I was just utilizing my brain, utilizing my art, you know, anything that I could do. If it wasn't singing or dancing, I know I can do makeup and I know I can do hair. So I just capitalized on that, got my license. And when I met my partner at the time, he was living in Paris at that time, and he came to Miami, and we met. And like a year later, went to Paris with him, and I met Miss J, and I met Odile, who's, you know, one of the biggest hairstylists in, you know, the world, who's done everything from Galliano to Chanel, and I joined her team. Yeah, it was just kind of explosive, and then after that, I came to New York.
But you studied? Did you just study at Vidal Sassoon?
Yeah, I've learned at Vidal, at L'Oreal. Yeah, I'm stacking it up. You know what I mean? It's really important to get those master classes. You know what I mean, and learn from like the leaders of the industry. You know what I mean? If they offer them, I always tell people to go and get it, because to have that under your belt, it means a lot.
And then, why did you move to New York?
That was the next step. You know, moving to New York. Honestly, after leaving Paris and knowing that I could potentially be a hairstylist and I can work in fashion and you know, be something, was solidified, you know. But my main purpose when I came to New York was to do music, you know, was to perform, to do Broadway and do all those things. And I learned very fast, maybe like after a year or two, that like, maybe this ain't something I want to do. You know what I mean? Because it was really a community that you had to break into, and I wasn't with it.
Also, you know, you kind of have to go where, you know, the magnet is like drawing you in other direction. You know, like you know, like it's like, you know, you like, I'm not saying you, I'm saying people. You can want this, but the magnet's drawing you this way. You got to kind of sometimes go with it. You know.
Yeah.
I think when we're younger, like in our 20s, I would say you go against the grain, but then you have to kind of go with the grain at a certain point.
Yeah,
you know,
but that's the beauty of New York City, right? So any intent that you have, like, can be pushed to the side very fast in this fucking city, like New York City.
Yeah, but there's also so many other opportunities that are
exactly
for you, like for the person. You know, you just got to kind of go with it sometimes.
Yeah, like she will tell you what you're gonna do. New York City.
Exactly.
That chick will say,
"You're not doing this. You're doing this. Exactly.
You're going over here." So, because this is where you.
And then how is that? Let's say, you know, you just kind of alluded, but I always say that first year in New York is so character building, and you know, it makes you or breaks you. And I say you learn everything you need to know about New York in that first year, and you're good money. So how was that first year for you?
You're absolutely right about that. Yeah. I think, like me, knowing that I was in a situation where it was either sink or swim, you know, and me being this like introverted, like shy kid, who knew, you know, I knew my talents. I knew there was things that I could do. I had to like break the shell, you know what I mean? I had to come out of that and figure out who I was, you know what I mean? And I learned that very fast, like a year, like a solid year. I mean, people may say that's a long time, but in New York City, like that is that ain't that long. You know what I mean? It's like sink or swim. I know people that come here, like I'm moving to New York, and like 2 weeks later, they're like, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
You
no,
know?
no. Yeah.
So
I have some friends that have, it didn't work out for them, which is what it is. But that first year in New York for me is so special, has such a special place in my heart because it wasn't easy at all. I mean,
yeah,
but I was 18 when I moved to New York. How old were you?
I was 20. I just turned 20. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a perfect age. Like those ages,
Yeah.
you can't. I would say you can't be 30 and move to New York. It's not going to work for you. You're like
No.
got to be young. You know?
Unless you got it already set up somehow.
No, that's what I'm saying. You can't come to New York. Also, because I always say about this, because I have friends that are in their 30s and they want, I say New York is not. People are set in their ways in their 30s, and New York is not going to change for you. And you got to, if you're not going to change, like so.
Yeah, you got to be willing to change to adapt.
What's the first club you ever went to in New York?
My first club, I would say.
Or one that you remember kind of blowing your mind.
I would say the Warehouse. That was the first. That was the first. That was the first like gay club, that I went to in New York City, and I was just like blown away. One, because it was so huge, and it was just so many like Black and Latinos and like all these people was there, and I'm coming up from Miami, like we had our clubs, but it was just like the small club, over here, and then you go to South Beach and you're in these mega clubs, and things like that. But I think in New York, like going to the Warehouse and going to like Roxy and Limelight and stuff like that was so explosive to me. Like, because I was be able to like get a piece of everything.
My first job in New York City was at the Limelight.
Word. That place blew me away. That was like the first club that I ever went to and like took my shirt off and danced for like 10 hours.
Honestly. Why? Yeah, like, I think everyone did. Okay, so what's your first memory of me? I ask every guest this.
The funny thing about that is like I feel like we met so many times, and I feel like I met you when I was in my early, like very young 20s too.
Yeah.
Like what was the place in the meatpacking district? Oh my God.
Lotus.
At Lotus. Yeah. That was the first time I met you there, and then I met Henry because Henry used to work the door, and you guys just let me in there and didn't let anybody in that place.
No, listen. They know what they were doing. Henry knew what he was doing. We know what we're doing. We're no dummies.
I was cute. No, don't worry. I was done up, and I'm
sure you were.
Pushed my way through. But yeah, I think when I met you, I was like, "Who's this guy?" And then for some reason, every time I would see you, people would always introduce us, and then we would just be like, "Hi," like as if we never met each other ever. And then at some point, we were just like, "Okay, we know each other already." You know what I mean?
Yeah, people tend to introduce me, and sometimes I think it's just more polite to say hi than like, it's just better to be like, hey, how are you? It's like that, that thing. Like you can't remember.
Exactly.
Everyone's so forgetting the person. You're just like, hey, how are you? So
exactly. So I think I met. Yeah, it was at Lotus.
Yeah, I just remember the same thing, being introduced to you by all of my friends and be like, you have to know Yusef. You have to know you. Everyone kept always saying that too. Same thing. So. And then I think once we got to know each other, I think Ty Hunter is like us in the same way. We're all kind of like, I don't know if the word is peers, but we're like similar in the fact that like we are these like have this fabulous reputation, but we're all very chill and very very mellow people. And I think that's what I liked about you instantly. I'm like, oh, he's very chill. So
yeah, Ty's definitely like that. He's a too.
Ty, we're I don't know if we're peers, but we are. We're all something. We have something similar. So
listen, we are all in this shit show together.
I know. Okay, so I want to talk about, obviously, ballroom. So you are the father of the Miyake Mugler, right?
Yes, the overall father.
Yes, overall father, sorry. So first, I have some friends on here that I know don't necessarily know a lot about ballroom, so I want you to explain first, describe ballroom like as a definition, so.
Ballroom is a huge culture of creativity, beautiful people, talent. Ballroom is a way of life at this point. It's started in the very, 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 very early '60s for drag pageants, and the Black and Latino kids kind of like took it over and made something a little bit different, you know, made it more inviting and open for other
Inclusive.
people to be a
Yeah,
part of,
inclusive.
and
Yeah.
started this community of houses that basically come to the ballroom floor and they compete against each other
Yeah.
in categories such as runway, fashion, voguing, yeah, beauty, face, all those
Yep.
things. Like, yeah.
And then, so what does the overall father of a house entail? Just describe that.
Basically, I oversee a house that has chapters all over the United States and now in Europe as well, from Paris to Italy to London. Basically, I'm not, I'm not doing it alone. I have a team, a lot of people that
Yeah.
help me. I know the Boucliers are on here. What's up? Hi, Miyaki Bouclier. It's my family. But, my job is to just basically be a role model, be a leader, be a shoulder to cry on, to be a support system for, kids that are, finding their way, in life, whether it's a part of being a part of ballroom, and also just the everyday, moving in their life,
Yep.
whether it's
Yeah, the
jobs or
complications
working
of
in
everyday
entertainment.
life. Yeah, yeah. Like it's not mentorship. It's higher than mentorship, but it's the role of the father figure, realistically,
Yeah,
right?
it's a big role, it's not
Yeah,
all fun and games, yeah, we
yeah.
have fun, and but we all about business too, and I gotta like really like walk that line of being a leader and also being a role model and having that pressure, which I'm not mad at. It's a good
Yeah,
thing. I signed up for it in 2005, and here we are.
yeah. And
And
then
oh, the Canadian Mugler is like, "Hello, Canada. I see you, Lady Ice."
what's up, Canada Mugler? Um, so, what are some of the highlights, I guess, of your ballroom experiences? What are some highlights for you?
I think for me, like all of my like moments have been like big highlights for me, and personally, because I came into a culture that was kind of like had its things set already, and I came in and tried to create my own, you know, vibe, my own look. I walked
Yeah.
categories like best dress and labels and things like that.
Obviously.
Yeah, I mean, I pushed the envelope, and I think that I was a part of that, like the evolution of those categories, because I wasn't doing the normal things. I was, wearing avant-garde and wearing platforms and wearing crystal suits and
Yeah,
and headpieces, and you really, really taking it there. You're talking to
yeah,
somebody who like grew up looking at Galliano and fashion magazines, and now I have a place where I can actually dress up and do this and
yeah,
like compete
yeah.
against other people. So I think all of my moments have been like geared on pushing the norms of ballroom, and kind of like
Yeah.
making people see it things differently.
First of all, D Training Bear's on here. What's up, D? We love you. Um,
Hey.
so, I think that, ballroom is actually very inclusive, and, it is, although it's competitive houses, it is kind of one big family in the end. It is like a very competitive, but a warm vibe. It's a really interesting
Definitely.
thing that people have
Definitely.
never experienced it, because again, I know some people on here that have never experienced it, and people have asked me many questions about it, and like, it's hard to explain if you haven't
You
been,
you
you
have
know?
to be, and it's so funny because it's like my last ball that I had last year. Well, the
Yeah.
anniversary just passed, October, the porcelain ball, and I had so many friends that like came to that ball that had never been to a ball before,
Yeah.
and I'm getting like apologies, I'm getting thank yous and flowers. It's just like, what is happening? You know what I mean? Because they like, I always thought it was like this, and I judged you, and I'm
Yeah.
sorry, and like I came to this, and like my whole life has changed. Like I want to be in a house, and I want to.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit, you're 50. You know what I mean? At the
Yeah,
same
exactly.
time, but it's so funny, like how you can't explain it, but you just gotta go, and you have to be there, and you feel that energy. Is like,
To me, you could close your eyes and feel it. It's a feeling to me.
yeah,
Like You know, it is very hard to describe. I told people when Jack Mizrahi had his Vogue Mondays, it was, or whatever it was
Yeah,
called.
yeah,
Vogue
Vogue
Mondays. I
nights,
just told people,
Vogue nights.
introduction. Go there as your introduction. Go there on a Monday night. You know that's your intro. You know, people that because tons of people would ask me questions too, and I'm like, it's hard. Just go. You know, like
Yeah, I mean,
nobody.
I've seen you there with a lot of like celebrities, and I've taken a lot of my like clients with me too. I've taken to Rihanna to Vogue nights maybe 2 or 3 times. Like, she loved it. Like, let's go to
Listen,
Vogue
they all
nights.
love it because it's amazing. But my point is, you know, you just got to go. That's the best way
Yeah,
to, you
you
know, there's
gotta
no other way
go.
to describe it. Anyway, so how do you feel about, you know, I think there's like an influx of attention on ballroom, let's say the last, I guess, 5 years or something. And, you know, how do you feel about that? Is it a great thing, a good thing? Like, what are your thoughts on that? Is there any negative, you know,
Yeah, I mean,
uh,
sometimes it's always that little bit of like negative,
commercialism or something?
energy because
Yeah.
like, wait, what's happening? But then,
Yeah.
I really think that it's good. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I feel like they are reaching out to the leaders in ballroom now. The respect is there. That wasn't
Yep.
always there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They're coming to us for
Yep.
the information, and that's really important because like there was a time where people just created in their minds what
Yep.
ballroom is and stories they've heard and never been, and then next thing you know there's something about ballrooms happening. But now the fact that they are actually coming to us for the
Yep.
information, and they want to come to these balls and they want to be part of the like community and be a part of the culture, it makes it a lot easier for us to be like, all right.
Yeah, they're going directly to the source. Like I love, you know, Trace Lissette who comes from the ballroom scene. I love her the way that she got in Hustlers. I think it just froze. Are you frozen? He froze. Yes, we're having a great conversation about ballroom, one of my favorite things, with the overall father. Um, yes, I can't wait to continue the conversation. I'm gonna have a sip and wait for him to unfreeze. Oh, he went away. He's coming back. Let me see when he joins. We just lost him, but he'll be right back. I bet his phone battery died. That's what happens to people. Margie, first of all, I'm going to ask him whatever I want to. Stop telling me what to ask him. Yeah, exactly. Sydney said poof. Let me see. Where's he at? Yusef, come back to us. Margie, quit trying to tell me what questions to ask, and we'll wait for Yusef to come back. But we're having a great conversation. I'm enjoying it very much. I'm going to put on my glasses while we're waiting because I'm obsessed with them. Margie, did you see these? These are called frame chains. Amazing, right? I'm very into them. Let me call him and see what happened with him. Little technical difficulty. No worries. Hold on. Yeah, Margie. Oh, yeah, there he is. Okay. He's back. Where did he go? Oh, no, wait. Where did he go? Uh-oh, can't find him. See, let me call him. We lost him again. This is the fun about doing IG Live. Let's see where he at.
Hey, you have to send me another
Okay.
request.
Okay. You're okay. He's ready. Good. I gotta find him though. There's a million people on here. So yes, love IG Live for this. I can't find him though. In the meantime, let's look at my amazing glasses, which I'm obsessed with, and the frame chain. Hold on. Why what's his use of hair? What's his IG? Use of hair NYC, right? We're gonna get it right. It's not working. Hold on. Let me see. I gotta find him. Sorry, guys. I can't find him on this thing, but we will find him. It's not coming up. Let me look. Sorry, guys. Oh, got it. Got it. Little break. Little fun break in the middle of our interview. Always fun times over here on IG Live, you know. But my friend Sydney goes, poof, he's gone.
And poof, I'm back, Sid.
Exactly. Okay.
So yeah, back to ballroom.
Yes, exactly. So that's the brilliance of IG Live. I was saying, so Trace Lissette, I love how she got her role in Hustlers, is that she was a stripper at Scores during the time when they made the movie. So she just Twittered the director and said, "Hi, I worked at Scores at this time and know this story," and she got the role. So I think it's a trend now, I think in the last couple of years, of going to the root and going to the source, making it more authentic, basically, what you're talking about ballroom, just to get back to your
definitely.
point.
You know, but we still have to protect it in our way, you know what I mean, and make sure that, like, things are going the way it should be, you know what I mean, and they're not, you know, coming in to change up or switch up our shit, because, you know, ballroom is an underground culture, and it's like, you know, that core is always going to be there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, there's something, there's something about it that, you know, I want to protect it, you know what I mean? So
definitely.
But then, like, let's use Pose as an example. I have tons of straight male friends that really didn't know a lot about, you know, the trans experience or, you know, the ballroom scene at all. And they were so interested and intrigued and learned a lot from a show like that. So, you know, there's such a pro to all this as well. You know, it's really is exposing it to people that, you know, will celebrate it. You know, so it's really interesting, that whole process. Because so many straight guy friends of mine, you know, hit me up about Pose. We're like, "Have you seen this? It's so interesting. I never knew anything about this," that kind of stuff. So
right. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's all educational at the end of the day.
Yeah, you're right. So
you know, and it's just like, you know, so as long as the stories are being like told correctly in the right way and authentically, then I'm all for it. Yeah,
me too. Well, that leads me to my next topic. A person called Rihanna. So for me, I don't know Rihanna at all. Like, I don't think I've ever
Neither do I.
Exactly. You know, I've
still trying to figure out.
I've been around her a bazillion times. I don't think we've ever even spoken words to each other, but I think I've always understood the way she navigates and moves. She's a Pisces, I'm a Pisces.
Right.
Like I was saying, she walked in your ball like years ago. It was like 4 or 5 years ago. Remember that one?
Yeah. That was the first porcelain, yeah. Yeah,
exactly. So I feel, and again, this is just my viewing it from the outside in, that she was doing it for you. She wasn't doing it for, like, you know, to get cool points or to get publicity or anything. She's, at that moment, the biggest star on the planet. So she was doing it for you. And there's something about her that seems really about her people, so loyal and so about her people. And I just, like, you know, love, I think, the relationship that you have and Jaleel has and everyone, you know, I think that she's really interesting in that. I don't know her at all, but I'm just saying, you know, that is my perspective of the situation. So, you know.
She's definitely a ride or die, you know what I mean? She's a diehard, like, friend, and she will support you, like, no matter what. I think me, you know, showing her that, you know, the ballroom scene and bringing her into that culture, she was kind of, like, you know, really blown away and just wanted to know everything about it. And, you know, she wanted to be a part of that, you know, because like we said, you know, it's something about, like, going into a ballroom and, like, going to Vogue nights and things like that. You just get this, what we call, like, ballroom fever. You know what I mean? Where you just, like...
Everyone I've ever brought feels exactly that way. You know, I brought Janelle Monáe there. I thought she was going to burst. She was so excited. She was, like, going to burst a bit. I'm like, you know, and I feel the same way. It's so exciting and so it's very intoxicating, basically.
Yeah, so everybody's asking me now, and they're like, "Are you guys having another ball?" I'm like, there's a pandemic happening. There's not a ball happening. So, I mean, hopefully in 2021, you know, the return to porcelain may happen next year in October, but we'll see. But yeah, Ree's always been very supportive of it. You know, she loves the culture. You know, and on tour she took 2 Voguers from the ballroom scene, Deshawn and Baby Hurricane. Deshawn, who is, like, you know, the MC on Legendary, and Baby Hurricane, I think he's a West now. They came on tour for the anti-tour, and, you know, not anti-tour, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was anti.
Yeah, it wasn't. Was it anti?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
I don't know, it's just all
Listen,
it's like so much.
listen,
But yeah, so yeah, the Vogers that came and I feel like that was just really like beautiful for her to like feel that part needed authentic Vogers and not just regular dancers. And she had one of my house kids come in and do the choreography, Alex, and be a part of that was just so mind blowing. Like, and I had nothing to do with that. Like, I didn't say this is what you need to do. It was just something that she genuinely felt.
You did the fact that you brought her to her first ball, and then that influenced the way that she, then saw her show.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely. Influenced, but like I just always like tell people like, this is something that she just organically said, hey, this is what needs to happen, and she made it happen. I love that.
How did y'all meet, you and Rihanna?
Well, I was working with Jasmine Sullivan at the time, and they shared. They had the same manager, and the manager at the time kind of brought me in to do Ree for Paris Fashion Week. He just felt that we would be a good fit, and also her makeup artist at the time, Myla, was just like, hey, like like maybe you should use him if whatever. So anyway, long story short, I went to Paris with her, and we destroyed Fashion Week. And I was working with her off and on for for a long time, and it's been almost 12 years now since we.
Wow. Was it love at first sight, or was it kind of like a slow kind of like get to know each other?
Oh, well, I'm a strictly business type of guy, so I kind of went in and like was there to do the job. You know what I mean? I think maybe after the like fourth time or something, like we actually talked. Like, hey, so where are you from, and what do you know what I mean? Like that's when the conversations had, because I would always go in, hit it, and quit it, and
I think that's the best way to do it. Then they'd be like, "Oh my God, you're so amazing!" That's the best way to do it. I think it was real. It's real. It's a real friendship. That's what it is. So
yeah, I was there. I was there to do a job. So
so you have been involved in probably some obviously some of the most iconic looks of the past decade in general, and specific period and discussion. But like specifically with her, what are I guess a couple of your favorite like looks of the past decade you did with her?
Oh my God.
Or moments,
I mean, we've had so many, I feel so like many. Whether it was short or long or platinum or gray hair, it's just, we kind of like, we've done so much, and nothing ever really like lasted very long, because it was always just kind of like going with the feeling and the vibe. So people always ask me that, and I'm just like, damn, like I don't know what that is. I feel like picking a favorite child.
Well, like for me, what sticks out of my head, and I'm not paying attention as closely. Obviously, I'm not working on it. So what sticks out of my head is that yellow Met Ball situation. Like that's like one of the best moments of fashion history.
that was just one of those like.
Yeah, and I remember her was like that in red.
Yeah, it was all about the flip.
And then for me, one of my all-time favorites, just all over a look, is she was wearing, I think this is when I was like, what, this is my girl right here. She was wearing a crystal, kind of see-through dress with a crystal do-rag. Remember that one?
Oh, yeah. That was the CFDA's.
That's probably I think it might be my favorite all-time. I love that look for some reason.
Yeah, that's like probably the best, like, most like minimal / like craziest looks ever. And
completely naked, but
that's her. Awesome. She could do it.
What have you learned from her, you think?
Definitely how to be a business person. You know what I mean? And not jumping at every opportunity, and just being a little bit more, exclusive and strategic about about the things that you do and the way you move in the industry. You know what I mean? I think me just sitting back and watching her do that was just like, damn, that's so right, because I've always been a person that always put patience first. You know what I mean? Like, what's for me is for me. I don't have to like knock anybody down to get it. I don't have to kill anyone to fucking or kiss any ass to get whatever I feel like I'm supposed to have. And like being around her and seeing that same energy and seeing so much greatness happen because of it made me feel a lot more at ease about the way I operate my business and the way I move in my life, That's
amazing that you could learn that by, just by observing her, the way she's moving,
Definitely, because it's just like not every opportunity is for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what's for you will fall in your lap. Definitely.
Absolutely.
And then what do you think, either she learned from you, or, how do you, maybe like she learned something from you, or you kind of influenced her? Like, is there anything that you think? Whether it be, I don't know, like, being on time or patient, I don't know, something, but, or nothing, but, I'm just
Well, I
curious.
don't know about being on time because I'm always late.
Okay.
Guess we have that same trait, me and her.
You know?
But I think strength. You know what I mean? Like we've seen so much together. I think she's seen me go through so much and still come to work and handle my business and make her beautiful. And keep it moving. And like she always tell that to me, like you strong as hell. You know what I mean? Like go through stuff, whether it's breakups or deaths, and you know what I mean, in the family and stuff like that. I think I handle things differently, and I think for my not even my team, I think a lot of people kind of like see that in me, and that's the one thing I could say they say about me.
Yeah, great.
Tough guy.
Well, that's also a Leo characteristic. They're all strong.
Yeah, we wear our heart on our sleeves. We don't.
Yeah, passionate. I say passionate. So.
Very, very.
And so, okay, I want to talk about, you launched a hair tool collection this year, right?
Yeah, the Y by Yusef, which is online now. Everybody go to ybyyusef.com and make a purchase. You'll love it. But yeah, it was something that I felt was missing.
Yeah.
What is it?
I'll post it tonight. I'll post on my stories where to go.
Good. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just something that was missing. It was easy for me to go into like wet products, meaning shampoos and conditioners and things like that. Yeah. But I feel like that's a market that's super saturated, which I think I'll probably, I still think I'll do really good in it. Yeah. But when the opportunity came to me to do like hair tools, it was just kind of like something I thought about, and then one day I was just like, you know what, this makes sense. Shout out to Ricky. Ricky, everybody knows Ricky from the beauty chain here in New York City and everywhere else. Ricky came to me a while ago and was just like, "Hey,
Ricky's idea? Was it Ricky's idea?"
Yeah, Ricky said.
I love Ricky. First of all, Ricky has been in New York, the store, since I moved to New York. It's such a staple, and like Ricky is such a visionary. I did not know that. That's amazing.
It's an institution. Ricky has been an institution for a lot of
Ricky.
Creatives and hairstylists like me. That's where I got everything I needed. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it was like my go-to, and then to like meet him, later on in life, and then him to present this opportunity for me was just like, it was a no-brainer. You know what I mean? And then also to feel, to be the only, Black hairstylist to ever like come up with a product line, a tool line, because when you go into these like stores, you see goodies and you see all these other like brands and Denman and stuff like that, to be a leader, of doing something like that, it feels really good. And like, I thank him all the time for that opportunity, because it was really important to go into that, like as a young entrepreneur, it was a big step, and I'm really happy about it. And the tools are amazing,
Good. I'm sure they are. I'm really happy for you. That's great. I didn't, that Ricky's part is like the cherry on top. But that's really great. This is your first time launching something?
Yeah, it's my first. It's my first launch. Yeah. There's more to come, of course, but this was a perfect like first step for me to take.
I'll definitely post it tonight. And,
yes, you have to. Why by yourself?
In general. Yeah, I will. What is your dream job? Like, whether it be, I guess, a one-time job, or like, what would your dream job be in life?
Like early on, I always, wanted to lead fashion shows and be, Orbe and Orlando and these guys.
Oh, do we freeze again? It's just getting good. Orbe and Orlando.
Yeah, to do more of those, to do more fashion shows, and also I want to work in movies. Like I want to do like an epic movie, like I want to be in like I'm not be in, but I want to like do hair for like period pieces like
Yeah.
Elizabeth and create cinematic hair, and
Yeah.
that's something that like I feel like I see in my near future.
Right. Me too. I think it's definitely going to happen for you. So
Yeah,
I can see you doing something like Fifth Element. Remember Fifth Element?
exactly. Like the reboot
So
of
I
Fifth
can see
Element
that. Now I think you
is
like
for me.
yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
That's my movie.
Yes. Exactly.
So Luke, if
Okay.
you're doing that movie again, part two, I'm doing the hair.
Yes. Check. Done.
Yeah, and I work with him, so that's great.
I think Ty just joined right now. Ty, we were just talking about you
Ty,
like 5 minutes
Ty, we
ago.
love
We love
you.
you. So what are the five? I'm gonna ask some fun questions now. What are the five best parties you've ever been to
Oh shit. Recently, like our past, like
in life? Could be
okay.
with Rihanna. Could be when you're 20 years old. Could be at a ball. Whatever you want. You mean so? Off the top of
Okay.
your head.
Wait, what?
Off the top of your head. Don't overthink it.
Okay. Lotus with you.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Spa. Spa
Yes.
was like one of my favorite places.
Yep.
Definitely the warehouse. Um, parties. Now, what parties? Let's get into like some cool parties that I've
Yeah.
been to.
Like I love the Met Ball. I actually love Rihanna's Met Ball after parties. One of my favorite parties of the year.
I was gonna say the Met
Yeah.
after Met party, Ree's party,
Love
all of them. So
Yep.
let's
Me too.
just count
All
that
of
as
them.
one. But all of them, I had the best time.
That's the
Shit.
party I get the drunkest at every year.
I was gonna
so.
say shit face,
Yes.
out of my mind, shit
Yes.
face out of my mind. God, what's the next party? What's the next party where I think I kind of like
Could be your ball, or
yeah. I mean, I think I throw like major parties, like you know what I mean. When I want to, I think my New Year's party was really good 2 years ago,
Oh, good.
and it was at my house. Big mistake, but probably one of the best parties that I've been to.
I had a house party once of 400 people, and I'm like, never. It was amazing, never again.
No
Like,
way, no way. Like I had to lock my door. I saw like people in there just looking around like, hey, whose house is this? I'm like, holy
no,
shit.
yeah, no, same thing for me. I'm like, no. What are the five biggest fashion moments for you, or five most inspirational or memorable fashion moments? You kept mentioning John Galliano throughout this, for instance. Like Galliano to me is one of my favorites too. At when he was in his Dior moment, all that.
Yes.
What are the five? I guess your five favorite fashion moments of all time.
I would say working for John Galliano. My first fashion show that I ever worked at was Chanel, which was a huge like
Crazy.
like I don't know where the hell I was. It was just like how
Let's start at the very top.
yeah, like I fell off my chair. Wow. Like my first cover of Vogue, and
What was that?
now I have maybe like 13 of them.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
So I think that was like probably the pivotal moment. Also working with like Essence magazine, them giving me like the biggest opportunity when I first started out, and like Essence and working for them, Mickey Taylor and Nana Ice and all these guys like gave me huge opportunity to be part of like fashion,
Well, I love Essence. I worked with Essence for many years too. I did the Black Women in Music event, a lot of events with them. But Essence, they had their 50th this year, and I was kind of going through old covers to post about it. Essence is more edgy than we think. You mean?
Oh my God,
Essence
I was doing some shit in Essence. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, Essence is amazing. I love Essence in general, but I kind of rediscovered this year that Essence is way more edgy than I remember it being. In a great way. So
yeah, and like me being a young hairstylist and like working in Paris and then coming back to New York City and being looked to bring back that same energy that I was doing at a Galliano show and like bring that to Essence and do it on Black girls and like still exude that same energy was really important for me. And I think it really helped my career because I think I was able to show designers and other magazines that Black girls can be pushed to other levels with their hair and makeup and things like that. So I feel like I was part of that movement, where Black girls rock, You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, but Essence is really supportive too. I love Essence. They're amazing, and they're really supportive. I think of especially younger, kind of black talent. I love them. They're amazing.
Definitely. So Essence is definitely up there. So we'll say Chanel, Galliano,
Vogue cover,
Vogue, Essence, and working with Ree. Honestly, yeah. Those are the moments.
I have a question for you. Betty Smith was on here actually my last episode, and she was talking about collateral, like Uptown. She's hanging out with her friends, and she had a Vanity Fair meeting the next day, and it doesn't mean anything to those people. So does like your family and things understand that you've done the cover of Vogue 13 times? Does that mean anything to them?
No, they
like I've never done it. I've never. Let's say I was in Page Six the other day. My mom could care. I'm like, Mom, it's my show got in Page Six. She could care less. So she's like,
they could care less. Only thing my mom cared about was like me meeting Oprah. That was it. Like,
of course,
Oprah. That was just like, I don't give a shit about anything else. You touch Oprah here, like, Oprah. That's all that mattered to her.
It's so funny. Okay, so I have a couple other questions. If you could go to dinner with 4 people, living or dead, who would it be?
Oh my God. Oh wow. Damn, that's terrible. I eat alone. I'm just kidding. Wow. 4 people?
Think about it. We can come back to it.
Yeah, let's come back to that.
Okay, I want to ask you another question. What inspires you right now in life?
Honestly, just being better. Honestly, like pushing myself and like getting out of bed and wondering like, what's the next step? You know what I mean? Like motivating, self-motivating myself. Yeah. That is probably the most inspirational.
What are you grateful for right now in life? Like in this phase of your life, the last year or two?
The opportunity to provide, you know what I mean? To be there for my family when they need me. Maybe, just not having to worry about, simple things, you know what I mean? Because, like, I'm from the hood, you know what I mean? All this stuff. So it's like, I work my ass off, to get to a place to where I'm comfortable and I try to make everyone around me comfortable and feel.
That's also a Leo trait.
Yeah. It's a gift and a curse.
My last question for you is, how can we support you? Obviously, we can support your hair tools, but is there like how can we support you right now in life? It's it's a weird time. People aren't really working. How can we support you?
Like really, honestly, my product line is something that like is like #1 on my like list of things that I want to see. Be pushed to like different levels. You know what I mean? Because it's needed and it's something that I work really hard for and. It didn't just, fall out the sky. It was something that was like destined. And I think having people support it and having you guys support it, is probably like the best thing. So,
I'm going to buy someone something for a present. I'm going to buy
no, I mean, listen, it's very affordable and that's the amazing part of it, and I've won many awards this September, with Allure magazine and Birdie and other awards I can't even mention, but like for the products like Best in Beauty awards, and that was just something that I wasn't expecting, coming out of the gate, my first product line, and I'm winning all these awards, so that's a great sign, and I don't have a lot of like big names pushing it, backing it and stuff, so it's just like me and my team, crawling through and making it happen.
Well, we're here to help you in any way. I think I know some of my friends on here are very supportive as well. So I'm going to post about it and I'm going to spread the word, help you spread the word as well.
Thanks, you guys. I love you. I appreciate it. But I don't know who the hell I want to go to dinner with, though.
Oh, forget it. You text me later that one. But
I think that's a really good. I just want to have dinner with people that I can learn from. I can actually. That's me. Like when I sit down at a table with someone, I want to be able to like learn, receive information, and give information when needed. So I just want to sit down with a smart ass. I want to sit down with a badass. I want to sit down with a fashionable bitch. and I just want to sit down with a bitch that ain't got nothing to say. My type of
That's it. That's one of the best answers ever. That's great. Good for you. So Yusef, I want to thank you very much for doing this. I really appreciate you taking the time out. I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy for your success.
Thank you.
You know, here we celebrate people that have been important in culture. You've been so important in culture for, you know, literally 2 decades, whether in various, you know, different fields and different things. Yeah, it's not just one thing, and you've been so important to culture. And really, you know, like you're saying, you did 13 Vogue covers. That's historic, you know, things like that. So you really have done so many major things, and I'm so happy to celebrate you, and I'm so proud of you. And, you know, I just want to cheer you on, and I'm so happy about all your successes.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're a humble guy, and you're one of those things that, you know, when good things happen to good people, you're that. You're very humble, you know, and I think you're very successful, but I think you're very humble, and that they go hand in hand. So, I mean. Yeah,
I mean, I try. That's all we got, right? Is our humility at the end of the day.
Yep. All right. Well, I really appreciate you. Love you. I hope to see you soon.
All right. I'll see you when you're in New York.
Yes, exactly. Bye, Yusef.
Bye, everybody. Bye, Damon.
Bye, guys.